Hi, and it's Wednesday. Welcome to Q&A Wednesday. It is Facebook Live. And very first and foremost, I want to apologize for last week. I had such a great idea. I had all my kids in town, including my son from Southern California. He's a Marine, and he was up in town with his girlfriend, and we were actually in Spokane. And so I had this great idea about including them and talking about how, changing my life and changing my lifestyle and being healthy, how that's made an impact on them. I actually wanted their feedback. And in Spokane, it got about 30 seconds in and my phone wouldn't reconnect. Discovered later on that my entire family had used up our data for the month. And so I was extremely disappointed. But a couple of thoughts that they wanted to let you know. My 18-year-old wants you to know that he knows how to get ripped. Yeah, that's his feedback from that. My youngest, his comment was, "Mom, I know how not to be obese," which is kind of an odd comment coming from a 9-year-old. But I do talk a lot about when I at one point used to be obese. So that is something that he talks about. It's kind of fun when a 9-year-old actually knows how to read a nutrition label and can come back and talk about, hey, you know what, that doesn't have enough protein in it. He even tells his teachers. It's kind of fun. Something interesting. So just so you can tell, I'm outside today. It's beautiful. I just can't handle doing this inside when it's this gorgeous outside. So be aware that there might be some traffic in the background, and who knows, you never know what's going to happen when you're outside and live. So anyway, just excited to be here. So apologize again about last week, and it won't happen again. Next week I will be in Pittsburgh. Tomorrow starts my peak week. If you can't tell, I've leaned way out. The next person that tells me that I'm tiny might get punched. We kind of get sick of that. But anyway, I leave Monday evening, actually take the red eye to Pittsburgh, and I will be competing Thursday morning. So Wednesday, we're just going to play it by ear. It's a couple hours difference over there. Hey, Mo. And I saw B pop up. So I just don't even know what we're going to be doing or where we're going to be. There's check-ins and stuff Wednesday, and all my spray tan and all that fun, crazy stuff that I get to do the night before a show. So I'll try to do the best I can to keep everybody posted as to what's going on. It's me and my girl Marissa. We're just going to go and do our thing. She's going to play coach for me backstage, and it's going to be awesome. So no Facebook Live next week. However, the following week, we will be back to regular Facebook Live. And Thursday, I'm hoping that we have a special guest. So I love those. It's kind of fun, because then you get somebody else's ideas and perspectives of what they think about different things that we talk about. So pretty exciting. Also, before I get started, because today's topic is excellent and I think so appropriate. I don't know if I think everybody really struggles a little bit with self-esteem. I see it even in people who I find a little bit arrogant. I find that there is some self-esteem issues or some self-confidence lacking there. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. I know that, it's a kind of a difficult topic, and we all could use a little more self-esteem. So we'll talk about in a second, but I do have two other things I want to talk about. I get so excited. Like I said, I haven't seen you in 2 weeks, right? First of all, on July 21st, here in the Tri-Cities, Dermacare does a Client Appreciation Day. It's from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Fillmore Fitness will have a booth there. So come and see us there. I'm hoping to join my girls later that day, just because that will be the day I'm coming back from Pittsburgh. But it's going to be awesome. We're going to give some free stuff. I know that Dermacare gives away a bunch of free stuff. They have drawings and food, and I mean, why not? It's been very successful. I've attended them before, and it's super fun. And they usually run some great specials as well. Also, starting July 31st, I am running, last summer I did a very successful seminar series, just trying to educate everybody on how to be healthy the right way. If you've listened to me before, you kind of know how I roll. It's just trying to teach people how to take it step by step, because it's not about how fast you take it off. And it's not even about weight loss, guys. It's about fat loss. So the goal is within 5 classes to really kind of take it step by step, help people make some changes in a way that's sustainable, and that they can do for the rest of their lives. And that will be at Fit for Me in Kennewick. To sign up for either class, you can go to either the Kennewick or the Richland Fit for Me and sign up there. They will have sign-up sheets as of tomorrow. If you have questions, you can also leave some comments below. I'll respond to that as fast as I can. Like I said, last year we did it super, super successful. I still know wonderful people who came to that class, and we're still great friends, and they've seen some great results. So pretty excited about that. Anyway, so great things happening. Okay, so really want to talk about this. Like I said, I kind of find that there's an epidemic going on of just people really not having a lot of self-confidence or self-esteem. And for I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just getting old, but it kind of seems like there's a little bit of, I don't know if it's generational. I don't know if we're just teaching our kids the wrong things, but I find that it's kind of prevalent just throughout the United States especially. But here are some, I looked at a few things and some of the benefits of the reasons why we want to have great self-esteem, or why we want our kids to have great self-esteem. When you are confident in yourself, life is much simpler, it's much lighter. How beneficial is it to not really worry about what other people think? I mean, to an extent, it's important courtesy-wise, but why would you let other people determine how you feel about yourself, or how you feel about your situation, or your skills, or your talents? A lot of us tend to compare ourselves. I know I do it. It's something that we all struggle with. So there's benefits to having self-esteem, and that we can become who we were really meant to be. And I think that's super important. If we were all the same, life would not be interesting. It takes all of us to make the world go around. Seeking that validation from other people, I think with social media has become kind of a big thing, and I find it a little bit self-destructive. So keep in mind that when you have that inner stability of self-esteem, what people think don't have any validation for your life, or don't make such drastic or negative. It just makes your heart feel better when you're not worried about what other people think. Less self-sabotage is a great one. If you feel like there's expectations from others, and we're always trying to be perfect, you're always going to struggle with sabotaging yourself to that's who you believe that you are, or what you deserve, and that is not true. That should come from within, and from what your choices are and what your beliefs are. I think that when you're self-confident, you are more attractive in any relationship. And I'm not just talking about, somebody that you're trying to fall in love with. I'm talking about friends. I'm talking about coworkers. Self-confidence is attractive. It's sexy. It's, people want to be around people who feel good about themselves and make others feel good about themselves. So that's a very attractive quality, and a great skill and talent that, even if you don't have, it's something that you can build. It also makes you happier. I asked earlier this week, are you happy? Are you a happy person? Are you happy with yourself? Are you happy with your life? Because if you're not, you know what? Nobody else can change that for you but you. So you have to make those decisions and decide, what is it that you want? What is it that makes you happy? And again, it's not going to come from someone else. It's just not. So keep that in mind. It takes, just like everything else, it takes you have to be very conscious of what you're doing in order to build self-esteem. You can't just expect it to come along. There is no one that's going to bring that to you, advance that to you in your life. You actually have to determine that on the inside, because honestly, I know extremely successful people who still have very little self-confidence or are not happy. So what do you have that, count your blessings? We all have great things around us. We're alive. We live in a free country. Yeah, there might be turmoil, but what is the alternative? We have to appreciate what we have. So some things that we have to do in order to build great self-esteem. Again, none of these are just going to come easy, and you might kind of do this whole roll your eyes at me thing. Be my guest. I still am a better eye roller than you. But you know what? That's what it's going to take. You have to actually build self-esteem on purpose. So a couple of things. I just talked about count your blessings. Like I said, honestly, if we all to throw our problems in a circle and we had to pull some problems back out, we'd all pull our own problems back out, because at least at this point we know how to deal with them. They might not be wonderful, and they might be a struggle, but at least we know how to deal with them. We all have struggles. We all have issues. But think about what you do have. What are the things that are great? Do you have a family? Do you have people that care about you? Do you have a job? Do you have skills? Do you have an education? Name it. It can be the smallest things. People in a country where they literally have nothing and no freedom are going to wish they had everything that we have. So count yourself lucky and count your blessings. It really does help to build self-esteem when you know that you are a lucky person, or that you are blessed. Number two, this one's mine. Grew up in a Christian background and fully believe that if you don't feel very good about yourself, help someone else. Either serve them, help them feel good about themselves. When you serve other people, it makes you feel good about yourself. What is better than making the world a little bit better place just by smiling at someone, or be a listening ear, or doing something, without any expectation of a return? It's wonderful. It'll make you feel good. It'll make them feel good. There's just no downside to that. And yes, it might be something small, but those things add up. I may have to move here in a second. The sun is chasing me, so I might have to just move in just a second here. The next one, you have to say stop to that inner critic. Yep, we all have it. Trust me. This morning, I already had a meltdown. Yes, I know that's common during prep, but we all get those little negative thoughts going in our head, and we all berate ourselves. We say things to ourselves that we wouldn't say to people we love. Why do we say them to ourselves? We have to have self-love, and that's what self-esteem is. It's loving ourselves and respecting ourselves for who we are and what we bring to the world. So you can actually have a catchphrase or something that when you catch yourself saying something negative, you could say, stop, stop, stop. You could, have a code word, whatever it is that helps remind you, okay, this is not healthy for me. Because remember, part of being healthy is not just the physical, it's the mental and emotional, and those are the harder ones to deal with and to control. So something you have to do is first stop the negative talk, right? If you have to, use positive affirmations. I've talked about this one before. Positive affirmations, there's 3 rules to a positive affirmation. They have to be positive, they have to be personal, so they have to be about you, not someone else, and they have to be present tense, such as, I am a wonderful size 7 bodacious woman. Whatever it is that you really want to be. You have to say that out loud because your subconscious does not know the difference between real and make-believe. So you actually have to teach your mind to think a different way, and you do that with positive affirmation. So that's a great one. I used to use sticky notes, and I would just post them up on my mirror in my bathroom, and every morning I would have to read that out loud so that I could hear myself say that. You might feel dumb. It doesn't matter. It works, okay? The next one is, take on healthier habits, which of course is what I'm all about anyway. Do things that make you feel good, even if it's just small things. Like if you haven't been getting to the gym, get out the door, go for a walk, take the dog for a walk. Pack a healthier lunch instead of stopping through the drive-through. Do something that actually makes you feel like you're progressing somewhere, and you're actually going to feel good about it. So that's just a great option. Anything. Make small changes. You and I both know that if we try to do too many changes at once, we're not going to maintain it. So pick a couple of things that work, and you'll feel great about the efforts that you're putting in. Back to counting your blessings. Keep a positivity journal. Write down, what do you feel blessed about? What are some things about you that you do like? And when you're really struggling with yourself, go back and read those things. That's what journals are for, is to remind yourself when you're maybe in a better frame of mind, that there is something that you do like about yourself. Because sometimes when we get in that negative spin and that negative circle, it's really a struggle to get out of that cycle. I know I watch a lot of Tony Robbins. I think he's amazing. And one of the things he talks about is, that he has to actually change the atmosphere or change, he usually does something funny or surprising, throws a swear word out there, something, so that people will get out of that negative cycle that they're thinking and be able to change their thinking for that moment. And that's something that you have to do as well. Replace perfectionism. Okay, guys, this is one I struggle with. I am a perfectionist. I already know it. I'm a control freak. I really struggle giving up control to other people and other things. I have a hard time delegating. But the biggest thing that I struggle with is really that if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it 1,000,000%, and I want to do it perfectly. Well, unfortunately, I've given those traits to some of my children, and so I'm watching them struggle with the same issues. And my heart just bleeds as a mom for them, because that's there is no perfectionism. We're all human. Nobody is perfect. Nothing. Getting to success is not perfect. It's messy. You're going to have some struggles. You're going to have some learning experiences, some failures. It's okay. That's how we learn. But for some odd reason, we've all decided that, no, the first time I fail, I just must suck at it, so I'm done. It doesn't work that way. We have to jump back in and remember that we're supposed to learn something from that. And of course, as we're all running around as humans, with humans, remember that sometimes we're going to affect each other too. So keep that in mind, that not everything that everybody says was meant to hurt you or was meant to for you to take personally. Sometimes it's just somebody's response to a day they're having, or keep that in mind. So back to perfectionism. You know what? Shoot for good enough for today. I mean, it's always okay to work to better yourself or to work for something better or have a goal, but don't berate yourself because you don't get there. It doesn't benefit you, nor does it build your self-esteem. So take a step back, figure out what you could do different, but cheer yourself on for the things that you did accomplish that were great. Again, I struggle with this one just like everybody else. It's a hard one. I tend to take those things on because I want, things to be just so. That's that control freak in me. So remember that buying into the myths of perfection, not only does it not help you, but it can hurt the people around you, because not only may you think that you have to be perfect, but you might think that others around you have to be as well, and that's definitely not a healthy relationship. So keep that in mind. All right, handle mistakes and failures in a more positive way. Yes, I know that's difficult. It just is. You know, find a way. Again, you might have to learn how to do a self-pep talk. You know, yeah, I really struggled with that today, but you know what? I showed up. I did it. I put my best effort in. It's okay. I didn't walk away with a bronze medal. Whatever it is, it's okay. Learn to accept that for what it is, and learn something from it. It can help you the next time around, right? Just a couple of tips from one perfectionist to another. If you're finding that you're on the same page as me, you know, learn to be your own best friend. Learn to cheer yourself on. Be your own cheerleader. You know you don't need the pom-poms, but I have been known to walk out the door and go, Melissa, that was okay. That was just okay. Good job. I talk to myself all the time. So, you know, do that. Talk to yourself like you want people to talk to you. If you want respect yourself. That's a big one, right? Always find the upside in every situation. Again, you might sometimes have to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Again, not everybody's out to get you. You are not always the victim. And even if you are the victim, there's a difference between being a victim and having a victim attitude. You can't control what other people do, but you can control your response to it or your attitude. So, you know, life happens. Bad things happen. Find the upside in that, and you know, move on. That's called life. Biggest one, guys, I don't get this. I really don't get this. I love everybody until they prove to me. Hi, Kenny. Good. I'm glad you made it on. And I am going to post it when we're done. Here, I'm going to move everybody so that, don't freak out. I'm just hoping I don't drop everything. Let's see if we can get the sun out of, maybe I'll just fall over. I don't know. Okay, so, oh, see, now you know that I just don't do everything perfect, but all right, sun's still in my face, but we're almost done anyway. Now that I have to remember what I was talking about as I tried to fall off my chair. Okay, I just don't understand how people can be mean to each other. I really do love people until they prove to me that I shouldn't. And even the people that don't treat me well, or that I find don't have a lot of respect for me, I at least in some way want them to know that you know, we're all human, and we should love each other. I really don't understand how we choose to be unkind to each other. There's no reason for it. It's hard enough to live in this world as it is. You know, if we would all help each other and cheer each other on, what a wonderful place we would be. It's okay to have a difference of opinion. It's not okay to tear other people down and berate each other. So, you know, it helps you to just, if you jump in and try to find the best in everybody, it's just going to be a benefit to you and make you feel better about yourself. And last, celebrate the small stuff. You know what? It doesn't matter if it was the tiniest little thing that you accomplished. You've got to celebrate it. It's pretty exciting when something good happens. So celebrate that. It keeps you motivated to keep going. Couple of other things, you know, if you're really struggling with self-esteem, try something new. Are you stuck in the same rut and you just need to do something different? And it can be anything from physical to, you know, a skill that you'd like to try. You know, get a new haircut, try a photography class, get yourself out of that cycle and find something that works for you. Again, stop comparing. Again, yep, this is the time I actually stop doing a lot on social media just before a competition, because I tend to get into that comparing mode of, okay, well, she looks better than I do. I don't look at the lists of who I'm competing against. I don't want to know. I just want to get there and do my best. There's no reason to compare ourselves to someone else. They're not us. We are the only one. I'm the only me. That's it, right? There is no other me out there. So keep that in mind. And here's a big one. Spend more time with supportive and positive people than with negative, destructive people. If you are hanging around people who tend to be negative, you become like the 5 closest people to you. So if you tend to hang around people who are extremely negative or tear other people down, or maybe tear you down, maybe those are people that you shouldn't be hanging around anymore. You may have to change your circle of friends. It happened to me. As soon as I started to live a healthier lifestyle, I lost a lot of friends because, oh, well, Melissa's not going to drink. She's not going to go out with us. So we're not going to invite her anymore. well, you know what? That's life. I made my choice, but I'm happy, and so that's the way things go. So you might just have to change your circle of friends. No matter what, you need to remember why you're doing what you do. You know, it's going to take some time to work on that self-esteem, baby steps, just like everything else, but be consistent. Use positive affirmations. Stop the negative voice in your head. Take whatever it takes to get yourself out of that train of thought, right? Kind of flip the switch to a more positive idea, a more positive head. That's what it's going to take. And if you need to, reach up. You know, there's no reason why you can't phone a friend, or I ask my friends and clients, call me, text me. I don't know if you're having a bad day. I don't read minds, but I love helping people when they are. We all get there, so why not help them up? I know someday I might need to reach out to them as well. So I am getting blinded by the sun at this point. What was a really good idea in the beginning is now making me very warm and blinding me a little bit, and I know I look really funny on screen there. So I'm going to end this tonight, but I hope you guys are having an incredible summer. You know, it's great to be alive. There's wonderful things going on. Find your happy, find your self-esteem. I'll see if I can come up with some more ideas, but if you have any ideas or have been through a situation that might help someone else, please feel free to comment below. I love hearing other people's stories. Other people sometimes just need to hear that they're not alone, that somebody else might have that same situation. If you have any questions, you can also email me at, I can't even see myself, at melissa@fillmorefitness.com. I love to hear from you. And until then, again, I won't see you next week because I will be out of town. I may pop on and do something if I can, but I will definitely try to post what's happening no matter what goes on. But other than that, I will see you the week after. And if you do have any questions that I can respond to, please feel free to leave those below. Have a great week.